Welcome to our show, Middle East Briefing. Today, we delve into a shocking revelation from Canada, where former Justice Minister Irwin Cotler has confirmed that he was the target of a foiled Iranian assassination plot. This incident comes amidst rising tensions between Iran and the West, highlighting the dangers faced by activists like Cotler who speak out against the Iranian regime. In Lebanon, the situation is heating up as Israel intensifies its airstrikes, leading to tragic casualties in Beirut. With the assassination of a key Hezbollah spokesman and ongoing ceasefire negotiations, the region is on edge, raising questions about the potential for peace or further conflict. The international community is watching closely as military actions continue to escalate. Lastly, we turn our attention to the art world, where New York auction houses are hoping for a resurgence in sales with high-profile pieces by Magritte and Monet hitting the block. As the market aims to bounce back from a slump, collectors are eager to see if these masterpieces can shake things up and bring new energy to the auction scene. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage on these pressing issues. BBC, former Canadian Justice Minister Irwin Cotler has revealed that he was the intended target of a thwarted assassination plot backed by Iran. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, alerted him to the imminent threat on October 26, warning that he could be attacked within 48 hours. This alarming revelation comes as tensions rise between Iran and the West, particularly following recent charges in the U.S. against an Afghan national accused of plotting to assassinate President-elect Donald Trump on Iran's behalf. Cotler, an outspoken critic of the Iranian regime and advocate for human rights, has been under constant protection since the October 7 Hamas attacks on Israel, highlighting the serious nature of the threat against him. Al Jazeera, amid ongoing violence in Lebanon, Israel has intensified its military operations, recently assassinating Hezbollah's chief spokesman, Mohammed Afif, during airstrikes in Beirut. As ceasefire negotiations are underway, the situation remains precarious, with the potential for either a diplomatic breakthrough or further escalation. The strikes have targeted densely populated areas, resulting in civilian casualties and raising alarm about the humanitarian crisis unfolding in the region. U.S. officials are working on a ceasefire proposal aimed at reducing hostilities and establishing a buffer zone, but the complexity of the situation, with both sides unwilling to concede, poses significant challenges to achieving lasting peace. South China Morning Post: the recent Israeli airstrikes in Beirut have led to at least 5 fatalities, striking close to key government buildings and further complicating ceasefire efforts amid the ongoing conflict with Hezbollah. The attacks, which have continued to escalate since late September, are part of Israel's strategy to diminish Hezbollah's military capabilities in response to rocket fire targeting Israeli territory. As Lebanon's leadership engages with U.S. envoys to mediate a ceasefire, the situation remains volatile, with both sides suffering significant losses. The international community is closely monitoring the developments, with hopes for a resolution that could bring an end to the violence that has claimed thousands of lives in Lebanon and Israel alike. New York Times: in a controversial political journey, Tulsi Gabbard's actions and statements have increasingly aligned her with Russian narratives, particularly following her 2017 visit to Syria where she met with Bashar al-Assad. Her accusations against the U.S. for supporting terrorists and her claims that NATO provoked Russia's invasion of Ukraine have drawn ire from both sides of the political spectrum. Gabbard's assertions, including unfounded allegations regarding U.S. involvement in Ukraine's biological research and the Nord Stream pipeline sabotage, have raised concerns among national security officials. Despite no evidence of direct collaboration with Russian intelligence, her alignment with Kremlin viewpoints on military power has positioned her as a favored figure in Russian state media. Al Jazeera: in a significant move, President Joe Biden's administration has imposed new sanctions targeting individuals and organizations involved in illegal Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank. The sanctions specifically focus on the settlement organization Amana, which is described as a key player in the extremist settlement movement. The U.S. Treasury has highlighted the role of certain individuals in inciting violence against Palestinians, underlining the Biden administration's commitment to holding accountable those responsible for escalating tensions. As the situation intensifies with rising settler violence amid the ongoing Gaza conflict, calls from U.S. lawmakers for further sanctions against high-ranking Israeli government officials signal a critical moment in U.S.-Israel relations, especially with the impending Trump administration suggesting a shift back to more permissive policies regarding settlements. Yahoo U.S.: the baseball world is abuzz with the ongoing sweepstakes for star outfielder Juan Soto, as various teams vie for his talents ahead of the new season. The New York Mets, Toronto Blue Jays, and Boston Red Sox have reportedly made positive impressions during their meetings with Soto, with the New York Yankees also eager to make their pitch. The dynamics of Soto's free agency contrast sharply with last year's frenzy surrounding Shohei Ohtani, emphasizing the unique nature of this offseason's negotiations. Additionally, trade discussions are heating up, with teams like the Kansas City Royals and Cincinnati Reds exploring potential deals. The episode also touches on the changing landscape of Camden Yards as the Baltimore Orioles adjust their stadium dimensions, marking a new chapter for the franchise. Australian Broadcasting Corporation reports that the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, has announced that over 100 aid trucks in Gaza were violently looted while delivering essential supplies. The convoy, which consisted of 109 trucks carrying food from the UN and the World Food Programme, was attacked, with 97 trucks lost and drivers forced to unload their cargo at gunpoint. UNRWA emphasized that the responsibility for protecting these aid convoys lies with the Israeli government, which has been accused of ignoring its legal obligations under international law. The looting incident has exacerbated the already critical food shortages in Gaza, where many bakeries have had to shut down due to a lack of flour. Al Jazeera highlights Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's claims regarding an airstrike on Iran that targeted a specific component of its nuclear program. Netanyahu stated that the attack, which occurred after Iran launched ballistic missiles at Israel, aimed to degrade Iran's missile production capabilities. He also mentioned that Israeli strikes had hit Russian-supplied missile defense systems in Iran. Meanwhile, tensions continue to rise as the European Union and the United Kingdom imposed new sanctions on Iran, accusing it of supporting Russia's military efforts in Ukraine. Iranian officials have condemned these actions, asserting that they undermine global security. Al Jazeera further reports on the devastating impact of Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon, particularly in Beirut, where at least 5 people were killed in recent attacks. The strikes targeted densely populated areas, including residential buildings near significant landmarks. The situation escalated as Hezbollah confirmed casualties from the airstrikes, which were part of an ongoing exchange of fire between Israel and the militant group. The escalating violence comes amid discussions of a potential ceasefire proposal backed by the United States, as Lebanon navigates the complex dynamics of the conflict while facing significant humanitarian challenges. South China Morning Post, in a bid to revitalize the sluggish auction market, New York's auction houses are gearing up for a significant week featuring a Magritte masterpiece, Empire of Light, expected to fetch nearly $100 million at Christie's. This iconic 1954 painting, known for its enchanting play of shadow and light, could break the previous record for the artist, while Ed Rush's notable 1964 petrol station painting also aims to attract high bids. With the art market experiencing a downturn since 2023 due to geopolitical tensions and economic pressures, Christie's remains hopeful, citing an abundance of valuable estate material this season. Meanwhile, Sotheby's is banking on private collections, including a Monet Water Lilies piece projected to sell for over $60 million, and a quirky installation by Maurizio Cattelan, a banana taped to a wall, anticipated to bring in up to $1.5 million. This week promises to be a thrilling showcase of art, with the excitement continuing in Hong Kong shortly after the New York sales. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.